The Magic Show is brought to you by StarCityGames.com, and check this out. The StarCityGames.com Open Series is hitting Baltimore on September 18th and 19th, and this event is going to be huge. We're talking hundreds of players, over $10,000 in cash prizes, at least 8 players qualifying for the 2010 StarCityGames.com Invitational, live coverage on the StarCityGames.com website, tons of side events, and as much Magic the Gathering as we can pack into one weekend. So make plans to join StarCityGames.com in Baltimore, and we'll see you there.
This is Pro Tour Amsterdam champion Paul Rietzel, and welcome to the Magic Show.
We started by looking at the old decks, like the old extended decks, and we looked at the old Type 2 decks from each of the different eras, and we pretty much realized they were all terrible.
Everyone went to Fairies first, right? They said Fairies is going to be a deck that's going to be very powerful, force to be reckoned with. Turns out it's not any good. It doesn't beat anything.
And at the beginning it was pretty difficult because it's kind of hard to build a gauntlet when you don't know what anyone's going to play.
I started off looking at self-contained combos and interactions. With the format, it's going to be so open that it was going to be difficult to like angle shoot, basically.
We went with kind of an anti-team approach this time. Instead of a rigorous structured team format, it was more of a we're all just talking to each other, sharing information, and everybody's trying to help everybody else, you know?
I tackled the format by building a lot of bad decks, and then Kibler came up with a Storm deck, and it just looked awesome. I was the first one on board.
I decided I wanted to do in a wide open format, I want to be the beatdown. I don't want to be playing a control deck that might have the wrong answers to the threats that my opponent ended up playing. I felt like I wanted to be an aggressive, disruptive, consistent deck, and that's how I got to Dorian.
Punishing Fire, Cryptic Command, Murmuring Boss, and I really don't know if I could live with myself if I answered Brave the Elements.
I would use interaction, so like Grove of the Burning Willows, Punishing Fire. Although it's not technically a deck by itself, that is a pillar of the format. I think your deck has to beat that, have a plan against it, or play it.
Punishing Fire defined extended this time around. The other pillar is just combos.
Combo was a very bad choice for this tournament. Everyone metagamed against combo. Like, there was not a combo deck in the top 8. Like, I don't even know if it top 16. Extended is just always a metagame format. It's such a big format, but there aren't the cards to keep it fair, like Force of Will. And I mean, this is a better format than before. I really like what Wizards did with it, but it still has the same pillars as before. I try to be as unemotional as possible. I try to play as tight as possible and become a machine. Don't let emotion take over your game. It's like the weakest thing a player can do is lose focus or think they're invincible. Like, after winning 10 rounds in a row, I knew I had a possibility of losing the next one, and I wasn't going to keep a weak hand because I just knew, you know, I mulliganed to 5 and won the game because I just knew I wouldn't win with the first 2. They were keepable hands, like they were spells, But like, you know, I knew turn 4 Giant Spider was not going to win me the game. Like, you just have to stay focused and go one round at a time. Like, a top 8 just doesn't happen. You know, I don't just make top 8 of a tournament. There's 16 rounds, and each one is as important as finals. And in my eyes, it's just one step at a time.
The boy played like 70 plus hours of Magic Online every week for 2 years. You play that much Magic, you get better.
No. If you play that much Magic, you don't necessarily get better. Brad gets better because he has good shortcuts for figuring out how to get better at Magic. If you just play Magic 70 hours a week and you don't know how to improve, you're going to make yourself worse because you're just going to keep practicing doing things the wrong way. That's why somebody can play non-stop and never seem to get any better, because they're not actually learning. Brad has good systems for learning. He has good systems for figuring out what he's doing wrong. He does the exact same thing Kai did. Kai, when he was in his dominance, would grind online all day, every day. He would just play non-stop, and instead of just playing repetition, like instead of just playing a ton, he would systematically he would try each different thing and understand why you make every play. He would make every wrong play once to know what happens. A lot of people just play over and over and over and over again and they aren't focused. Brad could play 4 games at once, be focused, and taking note, like studying the results of the things he did, and then compare his notes with like one of the other biggest moto grinders in the world, Michael Jacob. The two of them will, you know, sometimes the two of them will just play against each other over and over and over and over and over again on Magic Online, comparing notes, you know, trying each type of plan. There's a difference between playing a lot and systematically breaking it.
What if Vengevine, he had effect, but no other creatures ever did? Like, would Vengevine still see play? Would he, as your win condition, would he alone try to poison people out, or like, would he see no play because of that? Like, it's an interesting question, because like, he by himself could technically get somebody to 10 poison counters. It's 3 attacks. So we're trying to figure out like how good a creature has to be in order for it to be the only creature with poison in your deck, basically. And I don't know, it seems like it's gonna be fun. We're gonna learn some more tonight at the player party.
Oh, Brad.
I haven't called him in a while.
Next time.
I'm serious. I can't.
So, how's it feel? It's unreal. It's just surreal, you know. It's something I didn't think would ever happen. Winning a Pro Tour is just beyond anything I could have ever imagined. So the one thing that I would tell people is just to play against people that are better than you all the time. You know, it's a lot of missing day 2s of Pro Tours and cutting your teeth, you know, drafting and playing against people who are considered to be much better than you. You know, I grew up at Your Move games, which is people, I mean, don't even know the name anymore, but you know, working with, you know, Rob Doherty and Dave Humphreys and Darwin Cass and all these players that were the legends of the game, and that's you know, that's how I got started. So I would say play with people that are better than you are now, and that's the only way to get better.
always liked the fatties.
Hey, Japan, Japan, where are you? Japan! Oh, this is America! Hey!
I'm afraid we broke the format, sorry.
God, if we can just keep this up for like 5 more years, we can catch them.